Hello and welcome to the first Plants vs. Zombies challenge video I've ever made. Today we'll be seeing if I can beat Plants vs. Zombies using Kernel-pult as my only attacking plant. Now, Kernel-pult is not the most hard-hitting plant. The normal kernels hit for less damage than a pea shooter, and the butter is the same damage as a pea shooter, but it stuns zombies. So I'll be relying pretty heavily on butter RNG. Alright, let's get to the rules of this challenge. I am not allowed to use any attacking plants that deal damage besides Kernel-pult. So things like pea shooters, scaredy shrooms, and even ice shrooms are not allowed, just to name a few. This is also New Game Plus, so that means our good friend Crazy Dave gets to pick 3 of our plants for us. I'm sure that won't be a problem at all. Also, lawnmowers and rakes are allowed because they are not attacking plants or plants at all. Now, let's get into this playthrough. Now, I want to go off the script real quick and say that this video is like 3 years old. I don't know why it took me so long to write this, or to edit this, or to record this. So I'm like dusting the cobwebs off this thing. So my apologies for all the clips that you see being from like a 3-year-old Twitch VOD. I'll have the Twitch VODs linked in case you want to see the full run, but anyway, I just figured I gotta say that first, so apologies for the quality. Now, right off the bat, I will tell you the answer to the question if I can beat this challenge, and the answer is no.
No.
It is not possible because of the dash 5s and the dash 10s. These are the mini-game levels or the conveyor belt levels. Now, why are these levels not possible? Because they don't give you the option to use Kernel-pult, except for one, but we'll get there when we get there. So we will just have to see how many levels of the game we can beat with just Kernel-pult as our only attacking plant. Now, for the daytime front yard levels, let me just say these are easy. So easy, in fact, I barely have any notes on them. So for the plants that I took for almost every level in the daytime front yard was sunflower, twin sunflower, walnut, tall nut, pumpkin, and of course Kernel-pult. But I also took imitator Kernel-pult. Yes, the imitator Kernel-pult will still count as Kernel-pult and not a separate attacking plant. Even though imitator is a separate plant, I'm not going there.
We'll be asking the questions, old man. Who are you?
You.
No, not me, you.
Yes, I am you.
Just answer the damn questions. Who are you?
I have told you.
Then Dave also got to choose 3 plants, mostly consisting of plants I couldn't use. There was also me messing around a bit with what I picked on plants. Like for 1-4, I chose flower pot because I don't really know. I just thought it'd be funny. The first level we couldn't beat happens to be level 1-5, aka Walnut Bowling. And we kinda couldn't beat it. I tried to do an attempt where I used normal walnuts and no explodonuts because technically walnuts don't attack, but I ended up getting overwhelmed with zombies and died. So I used both walnuts and explodonuts the next try and I beat it. Does that count as level failed? It feels like a gray area, so just to be safe, I'll say the level can't be beaten. So it'll go on the unbeatable levels list that is on my fridge. On to the next notable level being level 1-7, because as you might have seen in the brief glimpse at my notes for these set of levels, I said getting harder.
What do you mean by that?
I think it might have just been the fact that I brought the magnet shroom and the gold magnet. I thought it'd be a great idea to farm coins because Dave had given me the marigold. More self-imposed challenges, I guess. Then out of nowhere, a Yeti zombie shows up on the final flag. Now, of course I can't kill him because the butter was hitting a couple of other zombies in the lane, so sadly he did get away. The next few levels are nothing special. I mean, on level 1-8, the bucket zombie shows up for the first time, so I replaced the tall nut and walnut with the magnet shroom and coffee bean, but nothing that big till level 1-10. Level 1-10 is another level I can't complete because there's no Kernel-pult involved. So I'll add that to the list of unbeatable levels, and we move on to the nighttime front yard, and oh boy, this was a doozy. We went from easy to pretty hard, and what makes it so hard, you might be asking yourself? It's the fact that getting enough sun to even place one Kernel-pult is brutal. On level 2-1, I started by bringing a sun shroom and an imitator sun shroom, but I ended up losing due to not getting enough sun. Also, a quick side note, you might have noticed I brought the hypno shroom, and that's because it doesn't attack. It gets eaten, and then the zombie attacks other zombies, so I will not be counting it as an attacking plant. If you don't agree with me on that, then feel free to yell at me in the comments. I eventually figured out that bringing the sunflower and a sunshroom worked the best. Then, to complete this strategy, I started putting the sunshrooms and sunflowers on the top lane with a garlic at the end. Who knew that garlic would be such an MVP in this strategy? I did have to use the rake and lose about 1 or 2 lawnmowers at the start of each level before I had enough sun production to defend, but that's fine. Lawnmowers are tools and not something to be saved, as I have learned from speedrunning this game. Fun little side note, apparently at the time that I wrote this, I said it has been 7 months and I'm back to work on the script. Oh man, that 7 months was about 2 years ago at this point. Now on to level 2-2, where I use the same strat, but now I have the magnet shroom. This level was really long. Thanks, 3 flags. The next level of note is probably level 2-4, where the only difference now is I place some sunflowers closer to the front to deal with the pole vaulters. On level 2-5, we can indeed beat it because the mallet is not a plant. I know it's made out of wood, but look, it's not a plant. Let me have this.
Stop the cap.
Also, quick side note, I now have my Tree of Wisdom up to 800 feet. And apparently, as of editing this, I now have my Tree of Wisdom at 1,000 feet. Although, that was like a year later, and now that it's like another year later, it's taller than that. Man, I need to not take so long to make videos. Anyways, I use the same strat all the way to level 2-10, where just like 1-10, it isn't possible. Guess it goes on the fridge. Damn them for not letting me have Kernel-pults. Though summer is long behind us, we still gotta defend the pool, and boy do we have some crazy to talk about. The setup I have for levels 3-1 to 3-4 is as follows. Sunflower, twin sunflower, lily pad, Kernel-pult, imitator Kernel-pult, pumpkin, sometimes coffee bean and magnet shroom, you know, for the bucket heads and football zombies, and of course, walnut and tallnut. It was a mix and match of those depending on the level. I think I even used hypno shroom and coffee bean at one point. Also, quick side note, Crazy Dave gave us Kernel-pult as our random plants on level 3-1. Thanks, Crazy Dave. And of course, level 3-5 I can't do, so I put another level on my damn fridge. The first really big challenge of the pool was level 3-6. What made it such a big problem? The Zomboni.
That's a huge bitch!
This thing needs quick damage to deal with it, and that's not what Kernel-pult's good at. We had a few close calls, but managed to finish the level. Thank God for walnuts and tall nuts. According to my notes for level 3-7, and I quote, first attempt got butt-fucked.
What did he say?
Well, it's been about pretty much 3 or 4 years since those notes at this point. How bad could it really have been? Right? Well, anyway, on the second try we beat the level, but there was a slip-up where I did put a split pea down. However, it didn't get to attack before I deleted it, so we're all good. The last level of note is 3-9, because 3-10 isn't possible. Gotta add more to the fridge. 3-9 was rough, but we beat it with a single lawnmower left. Well, that took all day. Oh no. Well, now that the pool is all done, how about we do it again, but with fog, and it being nighttime. I'm sure it won't be harder than the pool was.
You serious?
Alright, the first 4 levels were about the same with nothing to note. The plants I used for this, besides the 3 that Dave picked me, are sunflower, sunshroom, imitation sunshroom, lily pad, walnut, garlic, and of course, Kernel-pult. If Dave gave us one of the plants we needed, such as Kernel-pult or sunshroom, I would either add in magnet shroom or blover to our newly opened seed slot. As for level 4-5, I can't do it because it's vase breakers. Yay, more levels for the fridge. Moving on to 4-6, which is the first appearance of the miner zombie, so we bring along Magnet Shroom. The first attempt at this level I lost due to not having the rake. Then the second attempt I lost because we didn't have enough sun in time to place the Magnet Shroom. The third attempt I just wrote too little sun, too much zombie. So then I decided to do some crazy Dave RNG manipulation. And by that I mean closing the game and reopening it. The fourth attempt I won because of good Dave RNG, which in this case was getting the lily pad and magnet shroom, so thank you Dave. The only thing of note on level 4-7 was taking 2 sun shrooms and no sunflowers so I could fit in magnet shroom. 4-8 was the first appearance of the pogo zombie, but we had magnet shrooms so they were a non-issue. 4-9, before the very first attempt, I had to re-roll the plants chosen by my man Dave. Please do better next time, Dave. I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed. Dave, re-roll again. Dave, re-roll again. Alright, the first attempt and Dave gave us the roll we needed. We did it first try. It was stressful, but I did it. And as always, 4-10 is not possible because Kernel-pult can't be picked in this level. The Yeti zombie appearance is neat though. Finally, no more pool. I can go inside and relax. What's that sound? Here we are at the final stretch. The roof is where you normally get Kernel-pult, so I bet he'll be just as strong as ever. Let's blast through this. Level 5-1, first appearance of Bungee Zombie. That means we bring Umbrella Leaf. 5-2, nothing too special and not that hard. We just get one less row of pots. 5-3, has no Bungee Zombies except of course the final flag where Bungee Zombies bring more zombies in, but it's also the ladder zombies' first appearance. 5-4, still no Bungee Zombie, but there is ladder and football zombies and pogo stick zombies, and it's 4 flags. Magnet Shroom will have a field day with this. 5-5 is not possible. Dave hates the Bungee Zombies, and I hate this damn fridge. 5-6, first appearance of the Catapult Zombie. More Umbrella Leaf time, and still no Bungee Zombies. 5-7 is more Catapult Zombies. Ladder Zombie is also back with Bungee Zombie. There are 4 flags, still nothing too hard though. 5-8, oh man, it's the Gargantuar's first appearance, and he goes down relatively easily. Gotta love butter. 5-9, and everyone is here. No, just kidding, but it feels like that. We have Jack in the Box, Buckethead, Bungee, Ladder, Catapult, and to top it off, Gargantuar. It's also 4 flags, but we did it first try. I'm honestly impressed. If Kernel-pult didn't have butter to make up for its weak damage, this would have been hell. Then, to top it all off, 5-10 isn't possible. Well, let me pause. It is theoretically possible, but you have to have insane RNG, and I'm not going to sit here for that. So, to the fridge with you. Well, that's the challenge. Overall, it took 10 hours and was pretty fun. We could beat every single non-special level, so 41 out of 50 levels could be beaten. You could maybe get it to 42 out of 50, but good luck with that. This script took over 2 years to write. Well, at this point, it's been like, what, 3.5? It says because I got very busy, and I hope I can get this video out soon and that you all liked it, which I agree with myself. That's surprising. All streams are over on my VOD channel that'll be linked in the description. Even though it's been like 3.5 years, I do still stream sometimes. I would love to make something like this again, but for now, I'll see you guys later. Hopefully sooner than 3 years.